Hey Keith. Yeah, I understand about you wanting to improve your site. I'm kind of picky like that too about my own work. So really, you have until the end of class really for to get more feedback. The final is due on, as you know, Sunday. But this is starting. I mean, this is standing out a lot more with the white. The white color. Let's look at your graph. So for the graph, and I've been suggesting this to everyone, you really can't read the text. It's really not a good example. So you might want to have a look at, in the threads last week, I posted an example and also some code that you can just make the text larger and you can just format it differently. So I would suggest, that's really the only thing that's good. That's a point deduction. You might want to center the graph too. Again, not really a point deduction. So let's look at you. Another thing, when you mouse over these buttons, you don't want them to disappear. So make your overstate something light, maybe even a yellow color or something. So let's get your viewer. Great job on your viewer. Yeah, really nice. I really like the thick stroke too. So I always look at the images to see, if they're the right size. Perfect. So yeah, that's my main suggestion, just about your page. Like you could, if you want to get some tips, this is one reason I post all these, these examples. In Web Developers Toolbar, I already told you this, but if you go, this is Web Developers Tool. This is Firefox, as you can see, but this is Web Developers Toolbar. At the bottom, when you have to install it. But so if you go into the part for the CSS and you say display style information, you can really click and study. I don't like how they're making this such a big space now, but again, if you click here, you can look at the attributes for all of, and look at all of her CSS. And again, you can see how the containers are nested. So again, if you go up to, so basically you've got the big body container, right, which you can see right here. And then if you click further, that's the next container, the main div container. And again, it's nested in, in the body pretty much. But again, if you just look at what the code is, it can kind of give you an idea of what, what's going on. The margins top, that's this, obviously, and then the padding, and then the all the different paddings, and they're set to percentages, so they respond with the size. This is the code to make it transparent. RGBA, A is alpha, and that's this last setting. This number is how much transparency you have. So again, if you go further and click, there's the image. And again, if you look at the code, it'll give you an idea. So it's floating to the left, and that's why it has this. And then here's another, another attribute here. And again, this is one way to really kind of study the way this page is put together. I'm not saying to copy it or anything, but it is a good idea to, it'll give you kind of an idea if you want to change, change the page. And there's a lot more, of all, just look at all those links I posted in the, last week, and I also posted them in the announcements. So anyway, that's a good place to start. And you don't just have to look at this code. I love Web Developers Toolbar because you really can't, and then you can just view all the, disable all the styles, and you can see, what it looks like, sorry. But if you just want to look at the CSS altogether, you can just do that, and then you can see, this is the main style sheet here. She's got a little bit of embedded stuff. And again, using that Google font, so that's here, and you can see how easy it is to add all this stuff. But again, it's not all that much code, and this is the same style sheet for every page. So anyway, just something to get you started with if you do want to work more on your page in the next couple weeks. But for this week, nice job, and you have been incorporating the suggestions. So the only point deduction is just need to modify the graph on the text on the graph a little bit more. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions or need any help with anything. Again, yeah, your pages really come along really well, and and you know, and I really like the spaces too between the images, like I just realized. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. Overall, nice job.